Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you guys the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on one of the only metal channels you need. If you missed anything in the past week, click that eye in the upper right corner. Should be popping up right there. Everything you need to get caught up on all my latest videos is up in the corner there. If you want me to review anything, make suggestions in the comments. Slam, deathcore, metalcore, modern tech death, not accepted. Somebody did make a request about Distainer versus Masochist, I guess, or not Distainer, Decapitated, and I can't stand Decapitated, so nothing I can do about that, just not a fan. Remember, subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss anything. You're looking at one of the hardest working channels on the platform in the niche of metal. No one's going to give it to you as brutally honest as I do. You either love it or you hate it. I really don't give a fuck. Welcome to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel. Tonight we're going deep beneath the earth into Germany for a look at one of my favorite, more modern death metal bands with Kaapora Distainer. Now this was released in 2012 independently, but was later distributed through Kern Kraftritter Records, so thank you very much to Kern Kraftritter Records. That's how I was able to acquire this. I also had their album In Ospito, but I ended up doing a giveaway here on the channel for that CD. I still have a couple CDs to give away that I'm not a big fan of. If you want to support on Patreon, you'll be entered into giveaways, things like that. Or if you want to just donate directly, I can do some raffles and stuff here on the channel for some leftover CDs that I have that I'm not a fan of. Now, Kaapora formed in 2010 in Saxony-Anhalt Germany, and there's not too much information about them. I was looking for a band biography, but I couldn't really find one, so I have some very limited details here on the band. But the lineup is as follows. We have Nico on guitars, Evandro on vocals, Giant on bass, and Hendrik handling the drums. Alright, so let's get into the review now, shall we? The album opens up with the track They Lie. And this is an immediate sonic attack on all your senses. There's relentless blasting and savagery that scream out of your speakers with low-tuned, guttural, but decipherable vocals, and some powerful conviction is very felt here, at least by me. Now, the guitars are like tanks firing in all directions and leaving everything in ruins with nothing but destruction. There's some nice groove in this track as well, with some awesome slower tempo sections that really add a great degree of dynamics and variation. There's also a lot of grindcore in here as well, and this gives it an even stronger sense of conviction and validity. You got some sick blast beats and further savagery that close out the track. It's a great opener. Next up we have Nico, I think that's how you say it. And here we get some thrashing madness with the low-tuned death metal riffing, and certainly has a death thrash vibe with some sick drumming as well, bass and vocal work. Now the passion is definitely present on this track, and the evisceration of the brutal riffing and sonic drumming will leave you breathless. This is a powerful, convicted death metal assault that delivers on its intention and overall goal. The grindcore adds a lot of sonic brutality and strong conviction here as well, but there's also a lot of power and emotion in the lyrics as well as the lyricism. So yeah, great stuff. It's executed very well, as this effort feels like it was well thought out, and you can certainly feel the validity and expression. Next up we have Forget. And this has got an awesome grindcore death metal combination with some punk elements thrown in here, especially in the vocal styles and the riffing. Probably one of the best combinations in terms of genres I've heard in a long time. This is definitely a band who knows how to combine styles effectively to create poignancy and passion, especially considering how powerful it all sounds. There's some amazing, memorable riffs and passionate vocals on here with some brutal thrashing and blasting drum work that makes it an amazing listening experience. So let's check out Forget here on Music of Destruction. Enjoy.
Smiling,
And we are back, and yeah, this is an awesome track. There's also a music video for it if you want to go check that out. Next up is Existence and Sickness, and this is 2 minutes of skull-pounding brutality with no regard for your body or neck. This is one of their heaviest songs on the album, but also one of their darkest. Not that they're not all like that, but definitely one of the more memorable ones for me. The riffing literally eviscerates you and spews blood everywhere. The grindcore on this one sounds very strong and profound, combining with the death metal elements make for another amazing track, which is straight and to the point with no filler. Next up, we have Servi Contente Non Sunt, I believe is how you say that. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but nonetheless, this death metal grindcore thrashing madness is definitely going to satisfy even the most die-hard fans of either style, but also the thrash maniacs as well, because all three styles can be heard throughout this album's duration, and there's some cool industrial elements at the beginning of this track with some percussive accents being banged on what sounds like steel rods and kegs, before it breaks into a straight death grind assault, and once again there's some sick sonic blasting that combine with the grind elements and some groove. Another powerful track with some great emotions and powerful lyrics. Very aggressive and rage-fueled with a triumphant sense of power and aggression. Killer stuff. Next up is The Day I Left the Dust, another brutal, intense death metal attack with blast beating and chainsaw guitar work that cuts every limb off your body and guts you like a pig. The vocals are intense, raw, aggressive, and powerful. There's some great grind punk influence within the death metal riffing, and this one is a faster, heavier, aggressive track with some thrash elements thrown in as well, and I love how dynamic this band is with their unique take on metal. This is another great track. Next up is Dogma's Cage, and this one has some cool bell chimes and chanting at the beginning that give it a great atmosphere to set up the brutal blasting and grinding pounding, which leaves you battered and disintegrated into dust and withered remains. This is a straight up death metal attack with some sick grindcore speed and thrashing madness. Vocally, it has some incredible combinations of growls and rasping screams that almost resemble black metal. It gives it an amazing range in the vocal department, but that can be said about the whole album. This is another great track. Next up is Opinion Maker, and the intensity just keeps increasing as the album continues. But what I really love about Kaapora is how unique they are with the three styles they combine, because this works very well to illustrate and express their rage and hatred for society and obviously people. Now, this isn't gore death metal, and that's what I love about it the most. Grindcore has always been known for more serious topics like life, society, and other negative emotions and expression. This is one of the things that Kaapora really excels in. The conviction and power of their music is unprecedented, and this is another killer track. Next up, we have Awakening the Dead, and well, this is just heavy and loud enough to do just that. Brutal, fast, intense, raw, aggressive, and real, as this track induces headbanging madness and emotional release through its utter chaotic instrumentation and groove-laden intensity, which combines with brutal speeds and grinding insanity. It also has a bit of a slower tempo in places, but also speeds up and has some amazing time changes, which adds a lot of depth and complexity. Another banger. Next up, we have the title track Distainer, which is one of my favorites on the album, and like its namesake, this is one that is an exercise in nothing but hatred and vengeance for humanity and all of its atrocities. There's a great deal of venom and poisonous rage all over this track, and the riffing, drums, and bass work as well. It's an incredible offering of speed, aggression, raw emotion, and pain that is being expressed at its utmost intensity. The music's framework clearly is a direct reflection of the band's ideals and emotions towards the world and life itself. This is another great track. Closing out the album is Neurasthenker, I believe is how you say that. And again, a German song title, so I'm not quite sure what it translates to, but it's an awesome bonus track with some more brutal offerings and venomous rage being spewed into the face of all the people on the planet who contribute to its problems and defects. And Kaapora are definitely one of the most unique German metal bands of all time, in my opinion, and I love this album so much. I cannot wait to get some more of their music. Hail Kaapora. The final verdict for Kaapora's Distainer is getting a 9 out of 10. This album does so many things right, and it combines three styles so well that it is practically flawless, but more importantly, it's fucking real. Alright, so there you have it, another album review in the books here on Music of Destruction. I hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, select all for all notifications. teespring.com/music-of-destruction for merch there. bonfire.com/store/music-of-destruction for some awesome designs there. I got a lot of merch up there now. I'm trying to put together some new stuff. The girlfriend and I going to be working on some more designs. Make sure you check that out. If you want to help out on Patreon, patreon.com/music-of-destruction to seed episode 34. History of the Leads, Legions Noir, still got that up there. Working on the History of Cryptopsy Part 1 as soon as I got some time. Thank you very much for your support. Colton James and myself working on the Alien 1979 review. He's out there doing some narration right now. Again, he's new to all this. Have some patience. We will get that out as soon as possible. Go on over to Beyond the Big Screen Movie and Game Review and subscribe. I'd like to thank you very much for watching tonight. Have an awesome night. We will see you for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Cheers. See you in the next video.